Let's step into a modern beef processing plant, where every piece of fresh beef is handled and processed into high-quality products. You'll get to witness the entire process by leaving a number 1 below this video. Beef processing plants are a crucial part of the food industry, utilizing advanced technologies to optimize production processes. Currently, modern beef processing models are adopted by approximately 70 to 80% of countries worldwide, particularly in nations with developed livestock industries such as the United States, Brazil, and Australia. One of the most prominent technologies is the use of automation and robotics. Robotic arms are programmed to perform precise tasks such as cutting, trimming, and packaging meat. This helps minimize contamination risks and boosts operational efficiency. Additionally, rapid cooling systems are integrated to preserve meat at optimal temperatures, maintaining its quality and flavor. Processing methods employing digital monitoring systems represent a significant leap forward. This technology tracks the entire production chain, from raw material quality inspections to delivery. Although machines help a lot in the processing stage, they cannot replace human labor. Workers and machines simultaneously carry out the skinning process. Automated machines use mechanical knives to cut and peel the hide off the cattle's body, while workers inspect to ensure no hair or excess skin remains. Organs such as intestines, stomach, lungs, and liver are separated and categorized for processing according to sanitary standards. Excess hide and hair are removed as they are unsuitable for food production and may cause contamination. Excess fat is also trimmed to maintain an appropriate lean-to-fat ratio. During the beef cutting stage, workers play a primary role in handling and portioning the meat. After excess fat is removed, large cuts of meat are transferred by workers to a workstation where they use specialized knives to cut the meat according to the size and specifications of each product. Workers must exercise caution when cutting to ensure precision and to avoid damaging the meat, particularly sections with bones or tendons. They need to check that the cuts are uniform and avoid slicing too thin or too thick, which helps maintain the final product's quality. Additionally, workers must pay attention to the freshness of the meat during the cutting process to prevent contamination or a decline in quality. Once the meat is cut, each piece is rechecked to ensure there are no leftover scraps or defects. The pieces are then packaged and sent to subsequent processing stages. In the beef processing industry, many new technologies have been introduced to improve quality and production efficiency. One notable advancement is the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in developing plant-based beef products. This technology helps simulate the texture and flavor of real beef. Additionally, 3D bioprinting technology has been applied to create whole cuts of beef. Scientists at Osaka University in Japan have combined 3 types of cattle cells to print a piece of meat, opening the door to beef production without the need for livestock farming. What do you think about this technology? Leave a number 1 if you like it. In the United States, beef is one of the staple foods in the diet of its people. According to the latest reports, beef consumption in the US reaches approximately 12.4 million tons annually, accounting for a significant portion of the country's total meat consumption. In 2024, beef consumption is projected to remain stable, but export values are expected to rise, with around 3.5 million tons of beef exported, primarily to countries such as Japan, South Korea, and Mexico. Although beef production in the US is also growing, imports from countries like Canada and Australia still constitute a notable proportion, supplementing domestic demand. However, the US beef industry faces challenges with high production costs, which could impact prices and consumption levels in the future. Beef is a popular ingredient in global cuisine, with each region of the world offering its own distinctive preparation methods. In Europe, beef is often prepared using simple yet sophisticated techniques that preserve its natural flavor. One of the most famous dishes is steak, a piece of beef grilled or pan-seared to maintain its tenderness and juiciness, typically served with fries or fresh vegetables. Beef stew is another common dish, especially during colder seasons, where beef is slowly simmered in broth with vegetables, creating a hearty and nutritious meal. In Asia, beef is prepared in a wide variety of ways, depending on the country. In China, beef is often stir-fried with vegetables such as chili peppers, onions, and ginger, resulting in a flavorful spicy beef stir-fry. Hot pot is also a favorite, featuring thin slices of beef dipped into boiling broth and paired with vegetables and seasonings. In Japan, beef is featured in dishes like sukiyaki, where it is cooked in a sweet broth alongside vegetables, mushrooms, and noodles, or shabu shabu, where thinly sliced beef is briefly dipped into hot water to retain its freshness. Beef dishes in Asia are often characterized by the bold flavors of unique spices and sauces distinctive to each country. Organic cattle farming is a rapidly growing trend worldwide as consumers become increasingly concerned about health and the environment. This farming model is entirely different from traditional industrial cattle farming, as it avoids the use of antibiotics or growth hormones. Additionally, the feed for cattle must be organic and free from harmful chemicals. This approach not only produces high-quality beef and milk that are safer for consumers, but also protects the environment by reducing soil and water pollution. Organic cattle farming is being widely adopted in many countries, particularly in developed nations such as the United States, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. Organic cattle farming requires spacious and comfortable living conditions for the herd. Barns must be designed to allow cattle to move freely and prevent them from being confined for extended periods in restricted spaces. Additionally, the barns must be kept hygienic to minimize the risk of disease. The living environment for organic cattle must also adhere to regulations prohibiting the use of chemicals in barns, protecting the soil and water from contamination. Organic cattle must be fed organic feed, which means the feed must be free from chemical pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, and genetically modified organisms, GMOs. Grass, hay, and organic crops such as grains, legumes, and alfalfa must be grown on naturally treated organic soil without the use of chemicals. This feed ensures that cattle receive all the necessary nutrients without harming their health. Organic cattle are prohibited from being given antibiotics or growth hormones. To maintain the health of the cattle, natural preventive measures, such as regular vaccinations and the use of herbal remedies or other natural methods, are preferred. For instance, many organic farms utilize garlic, ginger, or herbs with antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties to keep cattle healthy. If a cow falls ill, only treatments approved for organic farming may be used, and these treatments must be certified as safe and free from adverse effects on meat quality. In organic cattle farming, reproduction must also adhere to strict regulations. Reproduction is primarily carried out through natural methods without the use of reproductive hormones or artificial stimulation techniques. Cows are allowed to mate naturally, and care for pregnant cows during gestation and delivery must ensure natural and safe conditions. To ensure that beef products meet organic standards, organic cattle farms must obtain certification from international organic inspection and certification organizations. This process provides consumers with confidence in the quality of the products and ensures that farming practices do not involve the use of chemicals or stimulants. Organic cattle farming not only delivers clean products for consumers, but also protects the environment by reducing soil and water pollution and contributes to the development of sustainable agriculture. This model is becoming increasingly popular in countries like the United States, Germany, and Japan, reflecting the growing global trend of consuming organic products. Leave a 0 if you like this model. Tomato sauce is a beloved condiment found in over 190 countries. But do you know where the largest number of tomatoes are grown? The answer is the United States, a country with the largest tomato cultivation area in the world, covering over 400,000 acres. Join us in the vast tomato fields of California in August to see how farmers harvest tomatoes. Farmers here use advanced automated tomato harvesters. These machines operate with a special mechanism. At the front of the machine, a roller with spikes detaches tomatoes from their stems quickly as it moves through the rows. The tomatoes are then transferred onto a conveyor belt and moved to a truck alongside. In large agricultural regions like California's San Joaquin Valley, farmers can harvest about 30 tons of tomatoes in a single run. Using this automated equipment saves up to 70% of the time compared to manual harvesting. If you have the chance to visit the western United States, be sure to check out the fields in Michigan. Cucumbers are a well-known local crop here, and this region supplies approximately 120,000 tons of cucumbers to the entire country each year. Cucumbers are harvested using machinery on large fields, often reaching up to 2,500 acres. To cover this area, 2 harvesting machines and 1 large truck are needed. The automated harvesting process is swift, taking only 2 days to complete. Once harvested, cucumbers are transported directly to processing plants, where they become a key ingredient in producing pickles, a popular product throughout the US. Do you also enjoy pickles? Leave a 1 if you do. Lettuce is an essential ingredient in salads, offering a fresh, crisp taste. It contains nutrients such as vitamins A, K, and C, along with folic acid and fiber. In the US, lettuce is primarily grown in California, where the soil conditions, good drainage, and moisture retention are ideal for this vegetable. Lettuce must be harvested by hand because its leaves are very delicate and can easily tear, which helps maintain the quality of the product. Typically, lettuce is harvested about 45 to 60 days after planting, and the process can take several weeks to ensure the best quality. Broccoli harvesting has been automated through the use of robots. These harvesting robots use sensor technology to identify which broccoli plants have matured and are ready for harvest. Currently, robotic harvesting is being used in approximately 5 states in the US, including California and Arizona. Broccoli is the 3rd most popular vegetable in the US, following potatoes and carrots. The advancement of robotic harvesting technology enhances efficiency and reduces the need for manual labor in agriculture. Blueberries are grown in nearly 30 states in the US, with key regions including Michigan, New Jersey, and Oregon. The harvesting process takes about 1 hour due to the use of machinery. Each machine moves through the blueberry field, collecting 1,000 blueberries at a time. Blueberries reach their maximum sweetness when fully ripe, typically in midsummer. In the US, blueberries account for approximately 15% of the total berry fruit production, playing a significant role in agriculture and food processing. Cherry fruit is the main ingredient for making the famous cherry wine in the Washington area. You can easily find cherry trees in states such as Washington, Oregon, and Michigan. During harvest, farmers use modern machinery, which features a top that surrounds the tree to catch all the cherries. The machine then shakes the tree to make the cherries fall onto the top. A single harvest typically yields about 10 to 15 tons of cherries. Cabbage is the second most widely grown crop in the US, covering about 10% of the country's agricultural land. This vegetable is primarily cultivated in northeastern states like New York and the flatlands of California. Farmers use two methods for harvesting, mechanically and by hand. When harvesting mechanically, the equipment efficiently removes each cabbage from the soil. The cabbages are then transferred to trucks, with the older outer leaves being discarded and left in the fields to decompose into organic fertilizer, improving soil quality. The clean, round cabbages are moved to a parallel truck for preparation to be served on dining tables. In areas where machinery cannot reach, such as parts of Michigan, farmers must harvest cabbage by hand. Despite its labor intensity, hand harvesting remains a favored task among local farmers. At the end of the tour, we have the opportunity to explore the peach orchards and the peach harvesting process in Georgia, USA. Peaches are harvested entirely by hand to ensure quality. The US harvests about 1 million tons of peaches each year, with a large portion consumed domestically and exported. Annually, the US exports approximately 150,000 tons of peaches, primarily to international markets such as Canada, Mexico, and countries in Asia. Carrots are a popular vegetable in vegetarian and dieting diets due to their high content of vitamins, minerals, and fiber, which support digestion and overall health. In the US, carrots are primarily grown in the western and midwestern regions, with about 1 million tons harvested each year. The The harvesting process uses modern machinery equipped with sensors to pull carrots from the soil. Each harvest can process up to 100,000 carrots. Operating the carrot harvester requires 3 people, 1 to drive the machine and 2 others to sort and remove excess leaves. The carrots are then transferred to trucks and taken to processing plants. Dirt and debris are cleaned off before the carrots reach the market, as no one wants to buy carrots covered in soil. The US harvests approximately 40 million tons of potatoes each year, ranking 4th in the world for potato production. Potatoes are primarily harvested in the fall. Harvesting machines pull the potatoes from the fields and sort them for transportation. The largest potato growing region in the US is in Idaho, where the cultivation area spans up to 300,000 acres. Potato chips are a very popular snack in the US, with the average person consuming about 60 pounds of potatoes annually. Are you still watching the video? Let me know by leaving a 0. Oranges are grown on approximately 800,000 acres in Florida, which is the largest orange growing area in the country. Oranges are typically harvested in November and December when they have turned a vibrant orange color. The harvest takes place in the morning and is done entirely by hand. Farmers pick oranges from the top of the tree downward to ensure the fruit's quality. The largest orange packing facility in the US is located in Florida, where millions of oranges are processed each year for both domestic and international markets. Watermelons are harvested entirely by hand, involving cutting off the stems and placing them onto trucks. Farmers use vehicles resembling school buses to transport the watermelons from the fields. The harvesting work typically pays around $15 to $20 per hour. This process requires careful handling to ensure that the watermelons are not damaged during harvesting and transportation. Vegetables and fruit play a crucial role in the American diet, not only for their fresh flavors, but also for their significant nutritional benefits. They are commonly featured in parties and daily meals, providing essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber for good health. Do fruits and vegetables make it into your daily menu? Let me know in the comments. We can turn fruits and vegetables into creative and delicious snacks. For example, cherry cake is a fantastic dessert made by mixing cherries with batter and baking it into a cherry sponge cake, perfect for birthday celebrations. For a healthy drink, watermelon juice is an excellent choice. It's recommended to consume about 1 gallon of watermelon juice each week for health benefits. If you want to combine greens and fruits, Try a broccoli and watermelon smoothie. The sweet, refreshing taste of watermelon paired with the slightly bitter flavor of broccoli creates a unique and nutritious beverage.